he lost his front wheel and he went down at quite a speed. The bolt went through his right thigh and ripped his whole leg open, ripped all the muscles inside his leg, and apparently he's going to be out for a couple of weeks.
The field also included a large proportion of amateur riders. The top stars make it all look so easy, but for the less experienced, there are plenty of pitfalls along the way. Some falls are harder than others, but they're always a frustrating experience. Sun City 400 competitors also have to contend now and again with trains. Derek and Stephanie Pinoy and Robin Yates and Nardis Alberts had other things on their minds as they battled it out for the lead. Arnold and Estelle Mattia were still holding down third place, but were not making any real impression on the leaders, who were gradually opening up the gap. The Eriksson-van der Westhuizen combination were in a good fourth position, but starting to come under pressure from fifth place Popo Skeepers, a stuntman who also races powerboats. At this stage, Skeepers and Ivan Bartholomew were also leading Class 4. Gerrit Forster and Poen Oosthuizen were leading Class 6, with Richard Leek chasing after Skeepers in Class 5. Robert Walk was also going well, but nearly tangled with the train.
Oh, here comes the train! Go! Let's go! Here comes the train! Get it quick!
Back on two wheels, Patrick Andrews was still leading on the 500 KTM, but had the rest of the pack snapping at his heels. Yuri Human on the 200 Kawasaki was closing in on Andrews, with the smaller machine's handling capability a major advantage. Kevin Tebbett was in third spot on the Honda, with John Hodgson working his way through the field on the 200 KTM. Saki Nimon, another Sun City employee, was in fifth place, but appeared to be struggling to maintain concentration. Reigning 200 class champion Brian Bontekoning is riding for Winston Yamaha this year and predicted the category would make history this year with overall victory in an event. Kevin Fisher was having a good ride on a Honda, with Ronald Bailey also holding on to a place in the top 10. Young Vowles was living up to his promise on the Kawasaki. Graham McLaughlin completed the top 10 at this stage. Back with the cars, the Pinoys had got the better of their duel with Robin Yates and Nardis Alberts and were looking likely winners. Eriksson and van der Westhuizen had moved ahead of Yates and Alberts and were in second place. Not far behind them were Adrie Roots and Philip Coetzee, who were having a great run in the VW Baja Bug. Gerrit Forster and Poen Oosthuizen were still leading Class 6, but with a sick-sounding motor, were in trouble. While spectators relaxed with beer and a braai, it was hard work for the likes of Wolf-Peter Pumpai, who was always in the top 10. Abdul Variawa and Hanif Hussein were also going steadily in their Baja Bug, with Freiberger, Henry Kirstein and Dries de Klerk still getting to grips with the ex-RP Reinecker Nissan Safari. A muddy Bert Greef was leading Class 9 in the Sandmaster, with Class 4 leaders Roger Hills and James van Wyk making short work of a muddy section in the Ford SVM. Wayne Farmer, brother of Gary, also had his problems, and it was time again for a little more comic relief. There was nothing comic about Yuri Himon's performance on the Kawasaki 200. Himon had stormed into the lead, and history was in the making. Patrick Andrews was now second, but leading the 500 class on the KTM, with Kevin Tebbett still third. John Hodgson was again consistency personified, and in fourth place on another KTM, with 250 class leader Saki Nimon still looking a little ragged at times. British trials rider Mark Jackson, now living in South Africa, was going nowhere fast. But it was a different story for Derek and Stephanie Pinoy, who stormed into the Sun City Sports Centre arena for the last time to wrap up their third off-road victory as a team. The pair took the checkered flag from clerk of the course Dave McGregor to give Derek his third Camel Sun City 400 win.
1991 Camel Sun City 400, Derek and Stephanie Pinoy.
Well, the first lap it was muddy, and we had to keep wiping our valves, especially behind Robin. That was after that it just got easier. It got better.
How was the navigator?
Well, the navigator was fantastic. She did a great job. She never forgot where we had to go. It was good, fantastic.
There was plenty for the crowd to cheer about when locals Audrey Roots and Philip Kutsia came through in spectacular fashion to take second place. Overall victory went to the Pinoy pairing with plenty of familiar names in the top 8 placings. There were no finishers in classes 3 and 7, with the conditions extracting a heavy toll on machinery. The race cam was in place as a little bit of history was made when Yuri Himon Jr. came in first in the bike category to score the first overall win by a 200 class machine in a major South African off-road event.
Motorcycle home in the 1991 Camel Sun City 400.
It was a great performance by Himon, who was on special leave from the army to take part in the race. A delighted team manager, Hilton Beattie, was there to congratulate Himon.
Terrific win.
Die eerste ronde het 3 keer geval. Al die modder, dat was baie ouens geweest. Nadat het gewoond raak, was het baie beter. Maar het was baie lekker route. Voor 200 was het de beste selectie. Maar voor die 200 moest gewinnen het zo.
Lesotho rider Patrick Andrews on the big KTM 500 came through to take second place after a sterling ride, with most of the odds stacked against him. Kevin Tebbett was third, with John Hodgson and Saki Nimon completing the top 5. The class results saw Honda, KTM and Kawasaki all taking top positions, with Honda dominating the 250 class. The traditional champagne brought the curtain down on a great event, with plenty of off-road action still to come this year.